So you're curious about open source tech, huh? Well, we've got a pretty fascinating story for you today. Prime Intellect just unveiled Intellect T1.
The first community-trained AI with, get this, 10 billion parameters.
That's right, billion with a B.
And that's not just some arbitrary, impressive-sounding number. It's significant.
Okay, so walk us through it.
Models of that size.
Yeah.
Usually the domain of, tech giants.
Right, with tons of resources.
Exactly. So the fact that Intellect T1 was trained by a global community, kind of a seismic shift in the world of AI.
Okay, so let's break this down a little. It sounds like we're talking about some kind of worldwide science fair, but instead of baking soda volcanoes, it's a massive AI brain.
Pretty much. And it's built on some serious architecture,
Yeah, tell me more.
Technically, Intellect T1 is based on Llama 3.
Yeah.
But the real story here is the data it's learning from. High-quality open source stuff.
I'm all ears.
Find Web ADU, DLCM, Stack V2.
Hold on, Stack V2. Like the website where you ask coding questions and a bunch of random people on the internet answer?
That's the one. And it gets even more interesting.
Right.
They even used open web math. Basically a treasure trove of mathematical knowledge.
So wait, it's not just processing text and code. It's getting a crash course in advanced math too. What does that even mean for its abilities?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
This unique data set, definitely something to keep an eye on as Intellect T1 develops, could lead to some really interesting capabilities, especially in problem-solving, logic, that sort of thing.
I can already picture it whipping up complex equations while writing a sonnet about the beauty of algorithms or something.
Right.
But, okay, on a more serious note, how does this decentralized training actually work in practice? That's where Prime comes in, yeah. Like the secret sauce.
Exactly. Prime is Prime Intellect's decentralized training framework. And it's, it's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, fill us in.
One of the most important features is something called elastic device mesh.
Elastic device mesh.
Yeah. Essentially, it makes sure the whole training process doesn't fall apart if one computer on the network decides to, crash.
That's got to be crucial, right? With a project this massive, thousands of computers, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah.
All working together. So one weak link.
Could bring the whole thing down.
Yeah. So Prime's like a safety net.
You could say that. They've also got this thing called asynchronous checkpointing.
Okay.
It's like, imagine a revolving door for people who want to contribute.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
Newcomers. They can join the training process whenever without slowing everyone else down.
So it's like this giant, ever-evolving AI brain, and you can just pop in, contribute a neuron or two.
That's a great way to put it. And even with all these computers constantly talking to each other, sharing data prime, make sure it all runs smoothly, optimizing bandwidth, that sort of thing.
Efficiency is key, huh?
Yeah, big time.
That's amazing. But let's take a step back for a second. We've got this powerful AI model. It's being trained in this super collaborative, super resilient way. But what's the impact? For the average person, I mean. You mentioned you're interested in open source tech and its potential, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So how does this all tie into that?
That's the big picture.
Yeah.
Right there. Prime Intellect. They're thinking long game, talking about moving towards open source artificial general intelligence, AGI.
AGI. So not just like an AI that's really good at one specific thing, but one that can learn and reason like a person. That's a whole different ballgame.
You got it. Intellect T1 is a big step in that direction. And it's not just about, building a faster AI, a smarter AI. It's about who gets to control artificial intelligence.
So instead of a handful of huge corporations calling all the shots, Prime Intellect's kind of like, hey, everyone's invited to the party.
Exactly. Democratizing AI. Making it accessible. Anyone with the curiosity. Anyone who wants to explore what it can do.
No more velvet rope.
Researchers. Developers. Even just someone tinkering in their basement. Everyone's welcome.
That's kind of cool.
And that kind of open collaboration could lead to breakthroughs. Stuff we can't even imagine yet.
Like the open source movement we've seen in software, but for AI.
Exactly. Imagine the next big medical discovery.
Yeah.
Doesn't come from some lab with $1 zillion budget.
Yeah.
Comes from a global network. People collaborating on an open source AI platform.
So you're talking about things like personalized medicine. Researchers from all over, they could pool all their data, their expertise, through an AI like Intellect T1, develop new treatments, cures even, for diseases that seemed, impossible to tackle before.
Precisely. And it doesn't stop there. Climate modeling, material science, renewable energy. The sky's the limit.
Okay, you've definitely got my attention, but how do we get there? From here, what's next?
Well, Prime Intellect's roadmap Pretty exciting stuff. First up, they're already talking about training even bigger AIs, more specialized.
Bigger than Intellect T1. I'm having trouble wrapping my head around that. What would that even look like?
Imagine an open source AI designed for one thing, to accelerate research into new energy sources.
Okay. Or one that could analyze, I don't know, astronomical data with crazy accuracy, unlocking the secrets of the universe.
Now you're getting it.
But those kinds of projects, they take even more computational power, right, than what Intellect T1 used.
You'd think so, right? But Prime Intellect's figured that out too. They're working on making it easier for anyone to contribute their unused computing power to these decentralized training efforts.
Hold on. So instead of these giant energy-sucking data centers we're talking about,
Tapping into the collective power of millions of devices.
sitting on desks in homes and offices all around the world.
That's the idea, crowdsourcing. But instead of donating money, people are donating their computers' downtime.
To help train the next generation of AI.
Pretty wild, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like everyone gets to be a part of it, shaping the future.
And that's not even the craziest part.
Oh, there's more.
Prime Intellect's ultimate goal, a world where anyone, anywhere, can launch their own decentralized AI project using
Wow.
Prime.
Wow. So not just contributing to someone else's project, but actually leading the charge? That's incredible.
It really is. Prime Intellect is basically giving anyone the tools to develop AI, breaking down the barriers.
Okay, so let's take a second to process all this. We've got this groundbreaking new AI, Intellect T1. It's being trained in this globally distributed way. We've talked about open source AI shaking things up, revolutionizing entire industries.
Right.
And now you're saying that even bigger, even more specialized AIs are possible. And it's all powered by everyday people.
It's a new era.
It really is. But
Yeah.
before we get too carried away dreaming about like sentient robots composing symphonies and fixing climate change, let's bring it back down to earth for a sec. For our listeners today, what if you could contribute to training an AI like Intellect T1? What would you want it to learn?
It's a really interesting question. You know, we're so used to AI being this thing developed in some like high-tech fortress.
Right, hidden away.
Yeah, but what if it was something we all helped to create? What if the future of AI reflected all of us, our knowledge, our creativity?
That's a pretty profound thought, honestly. It's like we're not just talking about algorithms and data anymore. We're talking about what we want AI to be.
Exactly, and that's what makes this so important. It's not just a technological thing. It's, it's societal.
Right.
It's kind of uncharted territory, really.
A little intimidating.
Yeah, a little bit, but also really exciting.
For sure. Okay,
Yeah.
but how do we navigate this? I mean, it's like we're standing at the edge of this, like, this vast wilderness, right? We know there's amazing things out there.
Yeah,
But we also know there are going to be challenges.
exactly. And that's where we come in. All of us, we need to keep asking questions, making sure this technology develops in a way that, that aligns with our values.
So it's not just about understanding the tech, it's about shaping how it's used.
Right. And who knows, maybe the next incredible AI breakthrough won't come from some big company. Maybe it'll come from people all over the world.
Working together.
Yeah, sharing their knowledge, their passion to create something amazing.
That's a future I can get behind. Well, on that note, let's wrap up our deep dive into decentralized AI. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the incredible technology behind Intellect T1 to the broader implications of open source AI. And of course, the big question, what role will we all play in shaping this technology's future? Food for thought. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking those tough questions, and most importantly, keep imagining the incredible possibilities that await in this exciting new world.